It's not. I mean, I'd be an idiot. I'd be an insensitive idiot to say, "Oh no, yeah, he deserves to get benched." He doesn't. He doesn't deserve to get benched. I get all of that. There's no sound. They say it says no volume, no sound. Everybody's saying no audio. What are you guys doing? I hear it right there. Why are you saying no sound? Not sure. Are you guys sure about that? What happened? Are you sure? Oh, okay. It says now we hear you. Okay. All right. So clearly, this was a situation where I think he's earned this, and he's done it. And so I think that when you look at the big picture, this man in Brian Flores, he coaches to win every game. And I think he feels that Tua is going to take his team to another level. Today, what I want to do is I want to go through some of the press conferences from yesterday. First of all, we're going to go through Fitz because obviously Fitz is the one that went through some hell yesterday, and let's go through his press conference with the media. We'll do what we always do. We'll break down his press conference in between questions. We'll give you our points of view on certain things that he says or is being asked, and so we'll talk about this. First of all, Fitz, let's go over his experience 2 days ago, finding out that he is no longer the starting quarterback of your Miami Dolphins. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. All
Hey,
right.
Fitzy, obviously, the news is of the QB change. What was your first reaction when you heard, and what do you think that means for you going forward?
I mean, I was shocked by it. It definitely caught me off guard, and it was a hard thing for me to hear yesterday. Just kind of digesting the news. Um, my heart just hurt all day. Like it was heartbreaking for me. And Flo kind of said what he said and said what he said to you guys as well. And that's the decision and the direction that the organization is going in. And obviously, we've talked in the past, me and you guys, about, how I'm the placeholder and this eventually was going to happen no matter, it was just a matter of kind of when, not if. And it still just, it broke my heart yesterday. And, it's a tough thing for me to hear and to now have to deal with, but I'm going to do my best with it.
Adam. A two-part question, if I could, Fitz, and I appreciate your candor. One, did you informed by the team, or did you find out from news reports? And two, do you feel like you did enough to keep the job?
I found out. Flo called me to his office, and we talked. Just and he's with everything last year and this year, everything. He's real upfront and honest, and likes to have those face-to-face conversations. So I definitely appreciate that. I think that the second question is irrelevant. Just not that it's a bad question to ask, but that's the decision that was made. So there's not a whole lot I could do about it other than just move forward and kind of accept my new role and try to embrace that and do the best I can to help the team win in that role.
Softer.
Hey Fitzy, I think the timing definitely shocked us as well, with you guys being second place in the AFC East and 3-3, kind of looking towards a playoff spot here. I guess how do you kind of move forward, knowing that maybe you were maybe pulled a little bit too early, or maybe pulled when you weren't expected?
And there's a lot of stuff going through my mind yesterday. Just from a personal standpoint, not necessarily with the team. But, is this it? Like, was that, my last game as an NFL player in terms of, being the starter and going out there and playing? And you just kind of go through all those different scenarios. I mean, I've been, starter, I've been benched all kinds of different ways, but this one just really more so than any of them. I think this organization and what we've been through the last year and a half, this was kind of the first place other than Buffalo where I just felt fully, committed and invested and felt like it was my team. And so to have that, I think that's a lot of the reason why my heart was so heavy yesterday, but that's the direction that the organization's going, and I've just got to accept it.
Al?
Fitz, this is kind of a hard question, but out of my respect for you and the way you have addressed Tua, I would ask you if you have had a chance to talk to Tua and how that may have gone so far.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked. This profession is interesting in that, I got fired yesterday, and then my day of work today consisted of me in Zoom meetings listening to the guy that fired me, and then, locked in a spaced out room, with my replacement for 4 hours today. So there aren't a whole lot of jobs that are like that, but I know how difficult it is to play the quarterback position. And I know that room is so important to the guy that's playing in terms of everybody having your back and pulling in the same direction. So, today's the day to digest a little bit, and we'll get away for the bye a little bit. But, once this thing starts up again, I've got to do my best for Tua to help him out, because there's two separate situations here. One is with Tua, and I want him to do well, and I think he's a great kid, and I think he has a really bright future. And the other one is, my feelings and just kind of what I'm going through, and that has to be separate from when I walk into this building and help him out. I've got to separate those feelings from trying to be a professional and help him out as best I can.
Now, let me tell you something here. I really respect Fitz a lot, okay? And this is coming from a guy that thought, this is no big deal. This is just a bridge. This is just a jag coming in. And, hey, let's just get to Rosen. That's what I was thinking. And he's turned out to be a lot more. Now, let me clarify something, because I think I think sometimes we're unfair in our world. We cannot ask people to be honest, and then when they tell you how they really feel, we can't then criticize them, because some people are criticizing Fitz for talking about, hey, I was fired, and I'm sitting there looking at the guy on Zoom that fired me, and then I'm next to the guy that replaced me, and so he's supposed to feel that way. He's a competitor. If he didn't care, then it would be disturbing in a way. You know what I mean? I love that he cares. And I love that he played really, really hard for this team, and he sold out. And he knew that it was coming, but he probably didn't expect it now. Neither did you, neither did I. Most of us didn't. We didn't see this coming. Nobody saw this coming. The way things were developing, we thought the change was coming down the line. But it comes now. And so I respect and admire the fact that Fitz talked about, because see, if he's a phony and says, hey guys, it is what it is, I'm all right with it, I'm here to support Tua, you would have said BS. You're not all right with it. So he's telling you he's not all right with it. It sucked to him, it hurt him, you know what I mean? And I have no problem with that, but he's mature enough to compartmentalize everything and then say, okay, I've got to separate. It's two things here. It's my feelings and what's going on, and then the team and making the next step with Tua. So he told you that while he's disappointed, he now has to focus on helping Tua and helping the team, because that's what he's all about. Because when they had this conversation last year, when they said, "Hey, Fitz, yeah, we'll bring you back, but remember, we're going to try to develop a young quarterback at one point or another. So if it wasn't going to be Josh Rosen, it's going to be Tua, and if it's not Tua, it's the next guy." But Fitz knows that he's not the future. But it is a moment where they kind of pulled the rug from under you. But I will say this, I appreciate the honesty. I'd rather people be honest, even if it's something that you didn't really want to hear, but I'd rather you do that than just lie, circumvent, mislead, whatever. Okay? And so I think the way he's handled it, I think it's beautiful, man. I really do, and I really appreciate everything he's done for the Dolphins. He did a lot more than I ever expected. One of the listeners on Onside Radio this morning, when I was doing the show from 11 to 1, he said, "I'm going to buy a Fitz jersey for the hell of it, because just in honor of the guy." And you know what? I think that's a cool thing.
It'd be like buying a Strock, right?
Yeah, I just like.
I want this guy to be here, I want him to stay, man.
Not as much as Strock, but in that sense.
Yeah, obviously, 10-year service, Strock.
Yeah, Strock was amazing.
Yeah.
So, but it's not like I'll laugh at you if you're wearing an AJ Feely jersey, but I'm not going to laugh at you if you're wearing a Ryan Fitzpatrick jersey. Put it that way, okay? You're wearing a Deion Jordan jersey, I'm laughing at you. You're wearing a Ryan Fitzpatrick jersey, I'm going to say that's a cool Dolphin. He appreciates what that guy did, because he won me over, man. He won me, and I have no problem with the change. I get it. It was going to come. I probably would have rather had the change a little bit down the line. As you all know, I'm on record for that. But I understand this, because Flo must have seen something. That coaching staff must have seen something that said, no, he's ready. He's ready to go. All right, let's continue.
Cam?
Hey, Fitz, I appreciate you just kind of sharing this emotion. I know it's probably not easy to kind of talk through this. You mentioned just the thought of, was this my last game? I just kind of wanted to get the gauge of how that conversation has been like with you and your family about just, obviously you put so much emotion and energy into this. Have you guys started to have that conversation and decide, think about what that all means?
No, I mean, those are just things running through my head, but that's, this, you just never know in this league, and to me, those conversations at this point aren't really worth having. There'll be a time and a place for that, but, they've always been obviously very supportive of me, and, they are in this journey together with me. So, it's nice to have that kind of support. And it's hard this day and age. My two boys in middle school, they don't get to find out from dad. They get to find out, through a friend. They got a text message. So that part of it is just the world we live in now. But, they probably drop me from their fantasy teams. But other than that, they still love me.
We'll take two more, Barry.
Hi, Ryan. A, did the idea of asking for a trade cross your mind? And B, could the idea of being a long-term backup to Tua, including next year, even though you don't have a contract for next year, could that idea grow on you and ultimately be appealing to you?
I have no idea. I mean, I don't go in there and demand or ask for anything. And in terms of the other stuff, the long-term future, I have no idea. I know that I just love playing this game. I love being out there and the camaraderie that brings, and dealing with the adversity with your teammates, and those are the kind of things that I truly love about this game. So I definitely like playing more than I like sitting and watching.
All right, last one, Joe.
Fitz, obviously, you're going to be ready to play. There's always the chance that you could have to go in, injury, any reason. How how is it explained to you relative to the permanence of this decision?
I mean, we didn't really get into that, but last year when Josh went in, I feel like that was a different situation. He was either gonna sink or swim, and I ended up back in the lineup. And this is a different situation. I mean, you draft a guy, 5th overall, and put him in. This isn't a temporary. I mean, this is a forever decision. This is a long-term decision. So, I think those two situations are very different. And I mean, I'm always, I'm always ready to go, and I could probably come out of the stands and play in 5 years if I needed to, but without picking up a football, But that's just, again, accepting the role that I've now been given and trying to do the best I can in that role.
You could tell he's not happy with it, obviously, and he shouldn't be. He's a competitor. He wants to play. When Barry asked him about, coming back as a coach and all of that, you can tell that he's the guy that gets the high from playing. He's got 866 kids at home. When he retires, he will be hanging out with his family. It's either football or his family. I don't think he's going to stay away from his family to coach. So for those of you that think that maybe he'll take a coaching job, he just doesn't look like it. And he kind of said it in a way that, it's playing is what gets him. And that's why he's so dejected, because he probably wasn't expecting this until later in the season, just in case they struggled. But the problem is, here's where this whole dynamic becomes really interesting. Think about this, all right? Follow me now. You're 3-3. You have won 2 in a row. I believe you've won 3 of 4 now, if I'm correct. So you're playing pretty well, right? You've had 2 straight blowouts now. So things are looking good right now for you as the Dolphins. And I've talked about this the entire time. Well, you know what? They'll play Tua towards the end of the year when they're mathematically eliminated from the playoffs, or down the line when Fitz is struggling. Well, if you're a coaching staff and you're going, so we're going to put him in till the wheels fall off, we got a pretty good team. Wait a minute. This kid's wowing us in practice. He's doing everything in the meeting rooms. We just put him out there, and it was only 2 passes, but he made the right decisions and the right throws and converted the only 3rd down we had all game long. So, and Fitz was irresponsible with a couple of his deep shots that ended up intercepted. You know what? I think we can be better. So if your coach is thinking we can be better and we got a shot at the playoffs, why wait till you're eliminated from the playoffs? I think that's what the thinking is at this point in time. I really do. Now, let's go over Tua, who addressed the media about the elevation to starter. Let's hear from the young man. Go ahead, Bill.
Hey, Tua, first, congratulations on being the starter. Why have you won this job? Why do you think you deserve this job? And how did you hear about it?
Yeah, well, I first heard about it from Coach. Coach called me and told me the news. But I think that question is more so for the coaches. As a player in the NFL, you're just trying to do your best to prepare every day you can. And when your opportunity is given, it's given. You just got to be ready. I think that's a question for you guys to ask the coaches, because really it's out of my control with the decision making.
Cam?
Hey, Tua, I know when you first make your start, I guess November 1st, it'll be, 351 days since that hip injury you suffered. Have you thought about just sort of the full circle of everything and, what's leading you to your first start?
Well, it's definitely been a journey. I definitely think of, that injury when I got hurt, and then the process leading up to being able to walk, being able to do football drills, being able to just do things in general. I definitely do reflect on that process that I went through, and I'm definitely blessed to be able to still be here and play the game that I grew up dreaming to play.
Joe?
Hey, Tua, good to see you and congratulations. The team is 3-3, so it's pretty well positioned. You're not stepping into a bad situation. Can you talk about what your goals are for this season?
Well, my goals are to do whatever I can do to help this team become successful, especially our offense. I mean, everyone knows Fitz has done a tremendous job. And I don't know, I just feel like I'm definitely lucky. I'm blessed to be in the situation I'm in where I can continue to learn from a guy like Fitz. And then also, having, the mind of Chan, him helping kind of put me in the offense, I guess, in a situation, like in a good situation. I think that's what's going to be important the next couple weeks and, the entire season.
Mike? Mike, you're muted.
Sorry about that. Tua, what was it like after Flo told you and you had some alone downtime? What were your emotions like once you absorbed what he had told you about making this change to make you a starter?
Yeah, I was very excited. That's news that I think anyone would love to hear, being named the starter at any position. But, at the same time, I also felt for Fitz as well. And me and Fitz had a conversation, just about all of this. But, like I've continued to say, I mean, although it kind of hurts me in a way to see Fitz hurt, I'm just very, very, lucky to have someone like Fitz in my corner, regardless of the situation we're in right now. He's just, I hate to say it like this, but it is like this. It's like a father and son.
Al?
It's, I'm sorry. Were you caught off guard by the announcement, or could you sense that this day might be coming?
Yeah, you never know when your opportunity is given. And when Coach Flo called me, I thought it was like any other call. We usually watch film on Tuesdays. And so I thought he was calling because he wanted me to come up and watch some film. So I usually, get with him to watch film, but it was different. I just think that you need to be ready every time. So, opportunities come, and when they come, you gotta take them and run with them.
That I want you to listen to that soundbite. And I thought the interesting part about that soundbite was when he said, I thought the coach wanted me to watch film with him. And I want you to think about this, okay? Coach Flo is a defensive guy, and he's your head coach. And he's watching game film with the quarterback. Not the quarterback's coach, not the offensive coordinator. Those are the people that normally watch film with the quarterback. So it shows you that Flo is so invested in his team and in his quarterback that he wants to see where his quarterback is at. And if you scour social media enough, I've seen a couple of videos and it looks like they're kind of pirate videos of Tua throwing the ball in practice and making some pretty awesome throws. Okay? And I think he has been freaking them out in practice. I think he's been blowing them away in the classroom area. I think when he meets with Flo every Tuesday to watch, Tuesday's your day off. It's your day off in the NFL. You only come in for treatment. You're supposed to go hang out with your family. You're supposed to go have a life, whatever, have a mask and play video games all day. or a bong mask in Laramie Tunsil's case. I don't know how you can play video games because it's smoke and all that. It's going to be hard. But no, seriously. So Tuesday, the kid is on his off day watching game film with the head coach.
Flo is super hands-on, man.
Let that marinate a little bit there. Just sit there. Just sit there and think about that. You know what I mean? And I had Omar Kelly on my show today on Onside Radio, and it was a heated discussion that we had, and we went back and forth. And I disagreed completely with Omar because he thinks it's kind of like, well, no, we're planning for the future now, and I disagree. I know that Fitz is playing well. I know the team's playing well. I know they've won 2 in a row. I know they've won 3 of 4. I get all of that. They think he's better. Now, should he be? Of course not. It's a rookie. How in the hell's a rookie going to be better than a 20-year-old veteran or 17, whatever it is that Fitz has been in the league? Fitz has forgot more stuff than Tua should know. But, man, Flo starts Gaskin over Breida, and you traded for Breida. He starts Solomon Kinley in the 4th round before the 2nd rounder, Robert Hunt. He doesn't F around, bro. You're Preston Williams, and you're a street free agent, undrafted. You start if you're the better player. You know, he doesn't mess around at all, dude. If you can play, Shaheen, you're playing. If Durham Smythe, you can catch balls, let's go. Just because we got Gesicki doesn't mean no, let's go. The guy doesn't mess around. He doesn't give a crap who you are. He doesn't give a crap where you were drafted. He just wants to win. And to me, that's the biggest indictment out of all of this, is that Tua must be kicking ass behind the scenes, that they're like, we got to go, man. It's time. Let's go. And I didn't, a lot of us are like, take your time with him. It's all good. There's no hurry. But they must feel behind the scenes that he is in position and ready to go and take that next step. Go ahead, Bill.
Ruthie?
Hi, Joe. Congratulations. You've been so open with us about how much your family has influenced your journey. I'm curious if you're comfortable sharing anything about your conversation with your parents yesterday when you heard the news.
Yeah, well, I told my parents that I got a call from Coach Flo, and the GM was in that same room, and they told me that I was going to be the starter. And so I told them that, and I mean they were excited. They didn't believe me for a little bit. I think my dad kind of joked about it. He's like, yeah, after 2 plays or after 2 throws, they want to put you in now. So it was exciting, but my parents were, they were very excited, especially my mom. For mothers, it's just different when you see your son get hurt and then given the opportunity now. So it was cool.
Stop it.
Hey, Tua, I wanted to ask, you probably didn't know beforehand you were going to go into the Jets game. The pass to Patrick Laird, did you throw that out of bounds, throw that so he can go out of bounds to maybe give yourself some more time to be in the game? And also I wanted to ask, what was your reaction about, Rick Ross shouting you out on Instagram?
Yeah. I only seen Pat. Pat was the only guy that was open, so I threw it to Pat. And I knew the situation, and I told the guys while we were running the ball, the running backs, and then the receivers as well in the huddle, that it's under 2 minutes. Let's stay in bounds. Let's try to kill the clock. And then there I go. So Pat caught the ball, and Pat tried to stay in bounds, but Brian Poole hit him out. But yeah, that's just how that went. And then with Rick Ross, I mean, that's pretty cool. That's really cool to see someone of his profile, in the rap world, whatever you want to call it, be of support. So that was cool to see.
We got time for one.
it doesn't look to me like he's much of a Rick Ross real fan. Like
You
like,
said he likes country music, right?
yeah, like the rap world, whatever you want to call it. It's Rick Ross, somebody of his stature, and this and that. And it doesn't seem to me like Tua's rolling with Rick Ross on the way home. I'm just saying, it's cool. I like Rick Ross. I got no problem with the boss. I've got a couple of his CDs in my car. Yes, I know. I still have an iPod. Whatever. But anyway, in my iTunes library, I've got my Rick Ross. But still, you kind of tell that that Tua really isn't jamming Rick Ross. Go ahead, finish it out.
One more, Travis.
Hey Tua, you got a chance to game plan and prepare for 6 opponents, and then go out and watch, a master of his craft do it for those 6 games on game days. How did that accelerate your growth and help prepare you for your first start now 11 days away in the NFL?
That's a great question. I think with having someone like Fitz, you just don't think like within what you know. You start thinking of what other people are doing, the defense, how they line to stack formations, how fronts can dictate coverages. I mean, just things that I didn't really need to worry about in college, I think of now. And it really is about the little things. And so it's just, like I said, it's just really, really a big blessing that I have someone like him. And, it's not like it stops here. It's a continuous competition, with Fitz. And what's so cool about it is that I can continue to grow and continue to learn from him through this process.
There you go. A little high-pitched softball to end the press conference. So there is Tua Tagovailoa talking about his experience as he gets named the starter now. That weekly press conference all of a sudden becomes that much bigger with Tua taking the it'll be interesting to see after he starts and how he goes about all of this. I mean, he's just a kid that's wired the right way. Flo now. Plenty to talk about here. Let's hear from Coach Flores because he had a very interesting day and one that I think there are lessons to be learned. We'll get to that. Go ahead.
Good morning, Brian. We, as long with most everybody else in Western civilization, have reported you guys have made a quarterback change that Tua Tagovailoa will start week 8. Is that accurate? And if so, why are you making the move now?
Yes, that's accurate. We feel like that's the best thing for the team.
For the how?
Brian, how did you reach this decision?
Practice, we talked about it as a staff, Chris, personnel department. We just felt like it was the best move for the team right now. And, that's how we're going to move forward.
Short and sweet, baby. Short and sweet.
Brian, 2 weeks ago, you talked about the concern about Tua's injury history, and also you mentioned that he wasn't ready to start for the team. What changed between then and now?
It's like, any other situation, Omar. Sometimes, guys, a week out, 2 weeks out, 3 weeks out, 4 weeks out. And, I think we talk about kind of situations like this on a weekly basis. He's day to day. He's, going to be back in a couple weeks. And this is no different than that. And, we feel like, through practice and meetings and walkthroughs, that he's ready. And that's how we're going to go moving forward.
Cam?
Good morning, Flo. We know that you initially had a week 11 bye that was kind of moved up to week 7 because of the schedule. Did that have any impact on this decision? The fact that it is your bye and maybe it was moved around a little bit.
I don't think it hurts, but we just feel like this was the best move for our team right now, and look, Fitz has done a great job. He's been productive. His leadership's been great. It's not an easy decision. for me or us as an organization. But we felt like, for the team now moving forward, this is the move we needed to make.
Josh?
Morning, Flo. When it comes to the decision, I know you've fielded, I think, 3 questions to begin, this morning, and I know it was only 5 snaps, but did seeing him out there this past Sunday and that rollout, did that play a factor into seeing how comfortable he was out there in the decision?
I mean, that's just part of the evaluation, Josh. But this has been ongoing since we got here in training camp, and no different than any other player. I mean, every meeting, walkthrough, lifting session, it's all part of the evaluation. And again, we just feel like this is the best move for us going forward.
Steve?
Brian, how different will the offense be with Tua at quarterback?
That's hard to say. I think every week's a little bit different based on the opponent.
Not going to tell
what
you.
They do well, where their weaknesses are, where their strengths are. So I think the offense is different every week.
He's not going to answer that.
The defense is different every week. So
let me tell you how I'm going to game plan the offense or two.
But Fitz did a lot. For us offensively, as far as communication, getting guys lined up, and we're just gonna have to, Tua's gonna have to do a good job of that as well, and we're gonna need everyone to step up.
Armando?
Coach, I'm wondering what your confidence level is that Tua's gonna play well.
He's starting
nice to hear from you, Armando. I haven't heard from you in weeks. Didn't think you were been looking for you for weeks, but okay. Just can you repeat the question? I'm shocked to hear from you, honestly.
What is your confidence level? I mean, I suppose it's going to be high, but I just want to hear what's your confidence level that Tua is going to be successful, that he's going to play well, and why?
I mean, I'm confident in all our players, to include Tua. I think he's practiced well. He works hard, at meetings and walkthroughs, and I think he's got a good rapport with his teammates. Every week we go out to win. So yeah, I'm confident that he's, if we prepare the right way, prepares the way he's been preparing, that I'm confident we'll go out there and have good results. But it's not a one-man game. I think that's the one thing that. It's football, so you need 11 guys on each play to go out there and play together and play as a team. And I'm confident that we'll be able to do that. And go out and play as a team and play with great energy and hopefully good execution. The one thing on this situation that's unfortunate is that I didn't get a chance to address the team before this was out. In the media, it's not the way I or we want to do business. Unfortunately, that's kind of the way of the world right now. So that's unfortunate. I'm not happy about that at all. So I'll address that to the team and really apologize to them that they had to find out through social media. I don't think that's fair to them. So, yeah.
All right. So a couple things here. I got several things to touch on there. First of all, coach is not going to tell you what he's going to do with Tua. Like, how's the offense going to look now with Tua? Well, dude, do you want me to tell you the game plan? Do you want me to tell you, well, we're going to roll him out a lot more? You can count on 67% of the time we'll roll him to the left more than we'll roll him to the right. You can also count on that we'll run more RPOs with him than we did with Fitz. You can also count on that he'll have more accuracy downfield than Fitz because he is more accurate. What's he going to do? I mean, is he really going to tell you what the game plan is or how he's going to use Tua? No, of course not. And then Armando asks, which he then followed up with, I would imagine that you're going to tell us that, you're confident. But, like, how confident are you? Well, dude, you're starting him in a moment when you're 3-3. You've won 2 in a row. You've won 3 of 4. I'm telling you, if they're starting him, it's because they think they can get better with him. I know it's crazy because he's a rookie, and it's ridiculous to put those kind of expectations on him. We shouldn't, but they see something, dude. That's why. The man's not going to put somebody out there if he's not confident. If he doesn't feel Solomon Kinley's the better player, then he doesn't start him. And if he doesn't feel that Jesse Davis can play left tackle, he doesn't move him from right tackle. And if he doesn't feel Robert Hunt can do left tackle, he plays him at right tackle. And the last part of that statement, okay, when he talks about how he didn't like that, how he got out, this was all his fault. Okay, nobody's to blame except Brian Flores. But guess what, ladies and gentlemen? He's a second-year coach. He has not run into every scenario. He was with a guy for 15, 20 years that didn't have a change at quarterback. So he never experienced this part. It never happened in New England. It happened a year after he left. And that's really not because it was somebody waiting in the wings. No, it was just the incumbent left, and you had to hire somebody. But this was the first time Flo had to make a decision in announcing a quarterback. You know where Flo screwed up? He had to have the whole team in the building when he made that decision. Called Tua up to his office. Yo, Tua, I want you to know, ... Do me a favor. Sit outside the office. Wait a minute. Don't call anybody. Don't tell anybody. I got to talk to Fitz first. Then he waits. You bring Fitz in. You tell Fitz what you told Tua. Now they both know. Now you grab both of them and say, gentlemen, now we both are in agreement. We're all together. Now let's go downstairs and address the team. So then you go down and you address the team, and then you let it get out. Because after that, it's going to get out. The problem was you told Tua, and then Tua told his parents and told his agent, and Lee Steinberg then calls Schefter. And so Schefter then breaks it before the team finds out. Fitz found out in time, but the team did not. Why? Because it was an off day. It was Tuesday. Remember what I told you? Did we not start with Tuesday's the off day? Right? So nobody's in the building unless the people that are injured that are getting treatment. That's the only reason you go back Tuesday. Or they're firing your ass, or they're promoting your ass. One of the two, or three. That's it.
Some major extremes on that pendulum there, bro.
Exactly. So next time you wait till Wednesday to make that call in the morning, and then you address the team, and then everybody finds out, and he doesn't have to deal with the social media aspect of it, where it explodes and players are finding out on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. You know? So, listen, not a big deal. It's not a big deal. It sucks for Fitz. I feel bad for him. But, for Flo, it's a live and learn situation. He'll be fine. He'll know next time, and he'll know if I have a Lee Steinberg client, I will now have to be extra careful with that player because Lee Steinberg will rat it all out. That's what's going to happen. But, again, how many times does that situation happen? Not a lot. It didn't happen one time to him in New England. So he couldn't learn from that moment. Now he lived and learned, and he'll move on. All right, go ahead with Flo.
Yeah. Dave Hyde.
Yeah, Brian, with this decision looming and you had 2 blowout losses, was there a consideration of playing 2 or more or do you wish you'd got them in more, or is that irrelevant in the past 2 games?
Blowout losses.
Blowout wins. San Francisco and the Jets, I'm sorry. Do you wish you'd got more? Or
we played them against the Jets. So we got in there, but no, I mean, I think, what we've seen in practice, what we've seen in meetings and walkthrough, I mean, the situation is where it is. I mean, he's only had the few snaps in the Jet game. We're going to move forward with that in mind. We can't go back and put him back in. So, I mean, we're just going to move forward and practice and prepare with him as a starter, and hopefully get good execution, not only from him but from the entire team, offensively, defensively, and in the kicking game. But again, it's a team game. This isn't just a one man show. We're going to need everybody. Players, coaches, trainers, everybody to have success on the field.
Barry.
Hi, Brian. I'll ask the one non-Tua question on this entire call. There was a report on the NFL website that you guys tried to sign Damon Harrison. Is that true? Do you feel like you need veteran defensive tackle help with Devon out, or do you feel it's enough with Sealer, Raekwon Davis, Wilkins obviously end and tackle? Want to make sure also Raekwon's shoulder will not keep him out long term.
I mean, honestly, that's really more of a question for Chris. Again, he handles all the phone calls and things of that nature. I mean, there's calls going. Like I've worked in personnel. There's calls every day about different players and potential this, potential that. I would say maybe 1% of that actually happens. Based on the volume of calls versus the actual transactions or trade or signing that happens. So maybe 2%. So a lot of that goes on. But really, again, it's more a question for Chris. As far as our D tackle depth, I think between Raekwon and Sealer and Christian, we have Benito up last week, and as far as Raekwon, he's rehabbing his injury, and I know he's working to get back as soon as he can. But I thought they're playing okay, and we can always room for improvement, but I think I'm happy with those guys.
Ruthie.
Hey, Flo, good morning. Can you talk, I know you talked about this a ton, but what role has Fitz played in just getting Tua ready for this decision, and how important will his guidance and leadership continue to be kind of as Tua develops and learns?
Look, Fitz he's been great. He's been great, really.
High pitch softball.
For the last 2 years or a year and a half. I don't know if there's anybody who's been more instrumental in trying to instill a culture and embody, a lot of the things that we're looking for, from a toughness, competitiveness, team first. So, and he's made an impact on Tua, but a lot of other players on this team. So I have a great respect for him, and that made this decision, very tough. But at the end of the day, as a team, we felt like the best thing to do for our team now moving forward was to go with Tua. But I think Fitz and the way he handles himself, and the his impact on the team, I think it'll still be there. But he's been a tremendous asset and leader on this team.
All right, we have time for one more for Joe Shad.
Good morning to you, Flo. Obviously, we're not able to watch practice once the season starts. And so can you kind of fill us in terms of what you've seen in the areas of accuracy, consistency, and decision-making, and how much improvement there's been for Tua from the first week to now?
I think, we've seen a lot of improvement, from Tua, from all of our rookies, I would say, and a lot of our, non-rookies, second-year players, third-year players, et cetera. I think Tua specifically, I think he's gotten more comfortable. But yes, accuracy, decision-making, all those things have been good in practice. But again, practice is very different than games. And we're gonna do everything we can from a meeting, a walkthrough, a practice standpoint to get him ready to play in the game. And obviously, we're comfortable and confident that he'll be able to be competitive in those games when the time comes. But there's a lot that leads up to that. And also, I should say again, it's not just one person. We're going to need contributions from really everyone: O-line, running backs, tight ends, receivers, defense, special teams. It's a team game. It's never on one person. We've got to coach it well. And I think if we do that, then we at least put ourselves in the best position to try to have some success.
There's no doubt in my mind that he is absolutely blowing them away in practice. That's why this move is being made. Somebody said here, good afternoon, everybody. Rosendo says, I just still question the timing of it. The team just won 2 games and they're not struggling. Hope this decision is not a back burner. I don't know what the back burner means, or maybe you mean backfires. Listen, at one point or another, you're going to have to pull the trigger. And ladies and gentlemen, there's a good chance that if he fails in week 8 of the season, because it's week 7 coming up now, and he's not playing until week 8. If he fails in week 8 of the season, he was going to fail in week 11. I don't know how much sitting 3 more weeks was going to help you, only healing. That's the only thing that I could argue with, because that's the only thing I've really been concerned about, is just give him some more time just to heal, make it a year, that kind of stuff. But I'm telling you, they must see something. They must see something. They see something special. They see something they don't want to slow down anymore. They see something that's an improvement over what they're currently starting. I really believe that.
Eliminate the first 2 games last year, obviously, because they were what they were.
Right.
But post that, the 3rd game, I think it was Dallas, that second half, every decision that Flo has made has been to win a football game.
Everyone.
And that's it.
Yep.
It isn't about seeing if the guy can play or this or that. It's about getting a W every game.
Right. Yeah.
And you got to think that I think he likes his decision making, because we've talked about it. A lot of Fitz's interceptions were not his fault. At least half of them were not his fault. But like you've talked about what he's done in the classroom, that I think they think that Tua will eliminate those few mistakes that Fitz made.
And better them in other areas. I really believe that.
Be more accurate for the receivers, throw them open, those little things that turn 5-yard plays into 20-yard plays. The kid brings that tangible.
Yep, you're right. All right, let's take a break. 1 hour down. We're out here at Toyota of Hollywood. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back right after a short break right here. I do want to remind you that we're at Toyota of Hollywood, and come on out here because they've got over 400,000 square feet. I see Herbie Lopez there working hard as always. So come on down and take advantage of a great dealership. Over 1,500 cars and trucks here at Toyota of Hollywood. We've been telling you about Toyota of Hollywood for over a year now. They've been a proud sponsor of our program. The 2021 Corolla LE, $149 a month. You can lease it for 36 months. The Corolla Hatchback SE, $269 a month for 36 months. The Camry LE 2020, $205 a month for 36 months. The beautiful RAV4, you got to check it out. The new body, the new look. It's amazing. $289 a month for 36 months. That's why I want you to get on down to 1841 North State Road 7, just off of the Turnpike. That's right. Come on by, say hi. It is Toyota of Hollywood.
The guy has laryngitis and he does 59 minutes. You're a beast.
Hey, it's Big O. For all of your family dental needs, please reach out to Moody's Dental. I've known Eric for a while, a big fan of our show. Call him at 305-821-0231. Whether it's you or your kids that need some dental help, whether it's implants, Invisaligns, they are the experts. Or if you're just looking to fill a cavity or clean your teeth, or maybe even get a crown, you are going to love the professionalism, the family-like atmosphere, and of course, when you talk about being clean, that's what it's all about in today's society. You are going to go to an extremely clean place. Go to moody'sdental.com, go to the website, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Moody's Dental. Tell them that Big O sent you, 305-821-0231, or go to moody'sdental.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com. A travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to peer, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
Hey, it's Big O. For all of your CBD, THC, or hookah needs, you got to get on down to VSS West Pines at 12397 Pembroke Road. Yes, they have got legal THC. You've got to check it out. And they've got, of course, when it comes to CBD, flower, tinctures, edibles, for all kinds of reasons, whether it's pain, stress, anxiety, you name it. And don't forget, when you mention my name, you'll get 20% off. Tell the boys out there that I told you to get on down to VSS West Pines, 12397 Pembroke Road, and call them 954-613-3367. Legal THC, CBD, all of your hookah needs. You go to VSS West Pines.
It's a buyer's market at Toyota of Hollywood. Over 1,500 Toyotas on the ground, and truckloads just keep on coming. Now pay up to 50% less. 2020 Camry, not $29,000, $17,775. 2020 Corolla, not $22,000, $13,775. Buy a new 2020 Toyota with zero down and 0% financing, or we'll make your payments till 2021 at Toyota of Hollywood, the #1 volume Toyota dealer on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
All right, we back. We are coming to you live from the beautiful dealership that is Toyota of Hollywood, 1841 North State Road 7. As always, we have a good time out here every Thursday. Herbie Lopez, of course, the general manager out here at Toyota of Hollywood, always kind enough to sit down and talk to us a little bit here. And how you doing, my man? You doing all right?
Doing great.
You feeling good, champ?
I'm feeling great, champ.
Huh?
I'm feeling great as a
Your boys got it done.
They did. It was a great showing in the last game for sure. Right?
Yeah. Oh no, of course. I mean, it was took the complete life out of my team, but what can I tell you? All right, I don't know if, let me see. All right, everything going on there? You're recording and everything over there? Okay, I don't know. Tell me if you guys can hear us. Camera-wise, you're aiming at laptops or iPads. All right, trying to expand.
Trying to get
there.
the car in there, brother.
All right, there we go. All right. So anyway, you your team sucked the life out of mine,
Something like that.
and now you're going to get CP3.
That's the talk of town. That's the talk over in L.A. that CP3's coming to us.
I think it was a miracle he stayed healthy this year. I think that would be a terrible move.
You'd have to deplete the whole lineup in order to do that.
Right. I saw that.
What I think
and
happens.
it depends on Kuzma not picking up his option.
Yeah, it's just you're depleting that whole team. Again, CP3 is unbelievable as a floor general.
Yes.
But you do need a team.
Right. And and you can't rely on him either.
Yeah. He's a little bit older.
He breaks down a lot.
He does.
I almost think like he fought his way through staying healthy this year to like, I got to get out of here because he didn't want to finish his career where he's just developing a bunch of young guys. So I thought it was really, when I saw that story, I was like, wow, they're going to go after the old guy, CP3? And it's like, I don't know, man.
A lot of moves could happen, though, in the offseason.
With those two superstars, you can just load up with all kinds of guys around you. Turnover rosters, one-year players, veterans that want to win a championship, and they'll take less money. That's the route I would go instead of locking myself in, which I think he has, 2 years left? At like 40-something million each or something? It's like a hell of a salary to have on the books because it will give you no flexibility whatsoever.
What's it, 90 million or something like that?
Yeah, that he's owed in the next 2 years.
Plus AD.
Right. Well, yeah.
Plus
but,
LeBron.
Okay, but those guys are fine. You know what I mean? Even AD has his share of injuries too. That he got nicked up all throughout the year and even in the playoffs, but stayed still and didn't really miss much. Like
I was scared every time I'd see him go down.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because it's weird, bro. He's one of those dudes that has suffered a lot of injuries. Are you a Dolphins fan?
I am a big Dolphins fan.
So what'd you think of the decision with Tua?
Initially when I saw it, I was very surprised. But me and you've had that conversation before the draft. I am a Tua guy. I mean, I love Tua. The big thing was obviously the injury, right?
Obvious.
But if he could stay healthy, he is a combination of Russell Wilson, Drew Brees, but a lefty. The decision to now replace Fitz with Tua, you could question the timing, but we don't know what's happening behind the scenes.
That's my point.
Because I did see a stat which kind of blew me away, but Fitzpatrick is like the third worst with interceptions. Fitzpatrick is not very good in the red zone scoring. So we're 3-3, but largely because of other parts of our team. You can't give all the credit to Fitzpatrick.
No, you got to give him some. There's no
you
doubt.
definitely got to give him some, but this team could have easily been 4-2, right? Too as well. So you do give him some credit, but in reality, you've got the franchise quarterback that you just drafted.
Right.
You see what Justin Herbert's doing. You see what Joe Burrow's doing in Cincinnati and Justin Herbert in San Diego.
Burrow's taking a beating.
He is taking a beating. But again,
he's toast.
You've got to put him out there. You're
like
3-3.
Like I said last year, enjoy that cigar, kid. That's the last victory cigar you'll ever have. Because where you're at, they're never going to elevate you, bro.
Yeah.
They're done. But you're right. They see the other young guys, but I think it's just they feel they can go to another level with him.
That's exactly how I feel. That's exactly how I feel. And they're seeing it on a day-to-day basis in practice.
He must be lighting it up.
He's got a cannon of an arm. He's super accurate. He's super accurate. He's got a cannon of an arm. He's, I love everything about the kid. Did you see do you see him sitting at the?
On the field.
At the 50-yard line.
No, it was like 15, 20, where the drive ended, where they got the first down, where the drive ended, and he was FaceTiming with his
FaceTiming
parents.
with his parents. He's just he's a special kid, and I'm rooting for him.
How can you
Because
not?
aside from the fact that we're big Dolphins fans, the kid just is everything good that you want in a
Yes.
young player.
Yeah.
He's very respectful. He's
and any human being.
Yes, yes. So how can you not root for him?
He's a Russell Wilson, Tim Tebow type. He's
Let me-
just one of those dudes that does, Derek
Right.
Jeter. They just have that magic that they know how to handle everything
Yes.
the right way. It's sick because none of us really can do that.
Big
And
O,
so
when-
there's only a few of those individuals in this world,
true.
bro, and he's one of those guys.
I'm a big sports fan, and I'm going to tell you when I saw Fitzpatrick waving the hands to the fans to cheer louder,
yeah.
and he went into the game, I got butterflies.
Oh, for
I was
sure.
so excited for this kid, and the fact that he completed two different passes,
Deadly accurate.
Yeah, deadly accurate. He's just got a cannon of an arm. I am so rooting for this kid, and I've got high hopes that this kid is going to take us to the next level. He's going to be special, hopefully for a very long time with his health.
Yes.
Obviously, nothing happening on that end, but he's got all the tools. He's got all the tools to be special.
Yeah, I can't wait, man. This is going to be fun. The worst part about this is we got to sit on a bye week and talk about it
Right.
and sit there and wait another week. And although I know it's Aaron Donald and the Rams, but, dude, they're playing on a Monday night, so they still have to – they have a short week and they got to travel to Miami. So that helps a little bit out, you know what I mean? And I love that they're going to give the kid 2 weeks to prepare for his first opponent. That'll give Chan Gailey a really good opportunity to try to start him off on the right foot in that game. You know what I mean?
Yeah, one of the things that's not really being talked about, because it's all about timing and why now, and they're 3-3, and
Right.
Fitzpatrick's, you got a 2-game winning streak. But I got to tell you something. You also got to back up Brian Flores. To me, he's another special guy that just knows how to talk to people and seems to be a great leader. And this is us, talking from the outside looking in.
Right.
But anybody that ever talks about this guy, he's also a special guy. We got to respect what he's seeing behind the scenes. And if he's saying now is the time, then maybe he's looking at it from this point. Like you mentioned earlier on, is this kid could take us to the next level, and we really got a shot at getting into the playoffs because we're in striking distance.
Yeah.
We've got a shot at making some noise.
Yeah.
And then I'm also excited.
Remember, we have the best of both worlds this year that we've never had, because I always got to battle with these Dolph fans that are like, well, no, but if we win, we lose draft position.
Right.
Well, this year we don't
Not
care
our
about the
picks.
draft position because the Houston Texans can keep losing, and that's our draft position right there. We just root for them to lose. We got their first and second rounders.
Right.
It doesn't matter where Miami's ends up, even though it doesn't matter where Miami picks, because if you know how to pick, you'll pick Xavier Howard in the second round. And if you know how to pick, you'll find Preston Williams undrafted. You know what I mean? And if you know how to pick, you'll get Myles Gaskins late in the draft.
That kid's special.
Yeah. You'll draft Isaiah Ford in the 7th round to be your slot receiver. You know what I mean? If you know how to draft, you'll find players in other parts of the draft. It doesn't have to be with the top 5 picks in the draft. You know what I mean?
So many busts in the top 5 picks, too.
You could settle for Eddie Moore, or you could have gone to the Hall of Fame with Anquan Bolden. It's up to you. It's up to you. You
a
could
big
go to
boy
the
right
Hall
there.
of Shame with John Avery, or you could go to the Hall of Fame with Drew Brees. It's up to you, dude, what you want to do at the end of the first round. You decide. It's there for you. The players are always there all throughout the entire freaking draft, dude. It's not all the players are not picked in the top 5 picks in the draft. And so I always fight with Dolphin fans about that. But this year, some Dolphin fans. But this year, those Dolphin fans that are like worried about draft position, dude, we got the Texans. It's awesome.
Now let's relook at that trade.
No, the trade's
There was so much heat for Tunsil, who's a bust now, right?
No, he's not a bust.
I mean, but he's not what he's getting.
Well, they're paying. Well, what they're paying him, yeah, right. He's not. Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
Exactly.
Right. Laramie Tunsil's a very good player, but
solid, yes.
But he is not Anthony Munoz, which
course
is
not.
which is what you
Wow, you
trade.
brought back
What you
that's from the
right,
past.
well, I mean, but that's what you trade 2 first rounders a second, You know what I mean? And they traded a backup tackle, which we have on our roster, and they took $8 million off the salary with Kenny Stills.
Right.
And it's not like Kenny Stills has been, wow, this incredible difference maker for you to take on $8 more million into your cap, which now with Tunsil and everything else, you got all these cap issues now, and you got a fantastic quarterback, and you don't have the team around him to take care of him.
Hopkins is not there.
No,
right?
You traded your best offensive player next to Watson. Come on, dude.
Is that crazy?
Well, that's Bill O'Brien. That's
Yeah.
Bill, that's
Well, that's why you got X.
Right, and exactly, and that's why. And again, that's why this guy kicks ass, Chris Greer, because then he
he's
got the
good.
picks, and he went and got Austin Jackson, so he replaced Laramie Tunsil already. So now, whatever happens with those next 2 picks, it's icing on the cake.
Plus, what he's doing is, if you look at it, he's taking that young core that he's drafting, and they're all going to grow together.
Oh yeah,
You don't want somebody that's
he hit on 3 linemen this year.
Exactly.
Hunt,
Yep.
Jackson, and the big kid, the wide kid, the guard. What's his? Damn it, what's his name? I was just talking about him a little while ago.
That guy. That
Yeah,
guy.
that guy.
Yeah, that guy. The big guy.
Yes. What's it? Solomon Kinley.
Solomon Kinley. Yep.
I mean, to hit on 3, and you know what? I'm not going to give up on Dieter last year. Maybe he's ready now. The next time he comes around, he's practicing at center, and Ted Karras goes down. Maybe the kid, he's a Wisconsin player, bro. They produce linemen like it's going out of style.
Another great pick with Ted Karras too, right?
Yeah, well, I mean,
Show these
free
linemen
agency,
how to- right?
you're just again identifying the people you need and to get it done. But it really is amazing.
And we have a favorable schedule, after
Yes.
the bye. So
Yes.
there's a lot of great things, and just super excited. It's Tua time. It's Hawaiian Punch.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. I just hate that we have to wait, 2 weeks, but I'm glad the kid gets plenty of time.
Maybe that's why he did it.
Yeah, no. A little bit of both, yeah, no doubt. So what do you guys got going on here at Toyota of Hollywood, brother?
Listen, we're in the last quarter of the year. I can't believe we're almost heading in Halloween time, right?
Oh, that's right, yes.
I see those colors. I like the AC/DC.
Thank you, sir.
Look at you.
Thank you.
But it's the last quarter of the year. The incentives are the strongest from the factory. APR as low as 0%. Dealer cash, which we extend to the customers, although an extra $3,000 in discounts. If they mention you get an extra $1,000 on your trade.
There you go.
We've got the largest inventory. We're the biggest dealership with we sell the most cars, and we're proud of it because we help a lot of families. We put cars in people's driveways, and it's phenomenal to be able to help out our community, to help out everybody that comes over, and I'm just super excited, for these final 2 months, and the last week we got here in October.
It looks like things are getting back to normal now, huh?
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God. We want everybody to be safe.
Yeah, we still got to fight this thing. Obviously, everybody, you got to wear your mask, keep your distance, do all the right things, because as everybody's wearing their masks and everybody is maintaining social distancing. So as long as we do that, dude, I've worked through the entire pandemic. Entire pandemic, I have worked. You know what I mean? It's not like we can't do some things. It's just don't do them irresponsibly.
Correct. Be responsible. Be responsible.
That's all, bro. It's not the end of the world, and then maybe we can, get our lives back. But we got to definitely take it serious. What else do we got going on out here at Toyota of Hollywood? Besides
We've got we've got the new Venza that just came out. It's parked inside our showroom.
Okay.
Completely hybrid. There was an auto show yesterday. It was a virtual auto show, first time ever with Toyota, and they were unveiling some product that I am extremely excited about. But you've got a new 4Runner, you got a new Sienna coming out. We've got a new SUV.
The RAV. By the way, the body, the work that you guys did with the RAV4.
Oh my goodness!
Wow, dude, it's
beautiful.
Because it was, the early RAV4s. I always looked at them as a young person's car.
Right.
And then it's evolved now. And it looks like an executive's car now, or a woman that wants like a nice, classy, like looking SUV, because the body shape now, dude, it's really, really
Number
nice.
one selling SUV 4 years running.
The RAV4?
Yes.
Wow, it looks so good, dude.
It's just phenomenal. It's such a great vehicle, and you got to come in. You got to come in. You got to come see it. You're gonna fall in love with it. It's like love at first sight.
So hybrid, okay, all right.
Venza's completely and totally hybrid.
Okay.
What a beautiful car. Again, Toyota's products are
Did
just
they release anything electronic yet? Like all
electrical?
Electrical?
Not yet.
Yeah, 'cause that's got to be.
Yeah.
You guys have got to be coming with that.
Yeah, not yet.
I think with the day you guys hit it, it's going to be something monster.
It'll be big.
It'll be big.
You know, Toyota's always.
That'll be my next car with you guys. My next car will be all electric, because that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Initially that's what I was hoping to get was all electric, but I could not get it yet.
I can tell you this: I've been here 22 years, and I'm hoping when that electric car comes out that I'm here to help you out again.
Oh, you will
and your
be.
family. You know that.
Of course, that you will be. We'll both be here to enjoy
man.
and all that. Although I love my XSE, bro. I mean,
Hey,
that thing is just so.
yours is one of a kind.
Yeah, but it's so awesome. It rides so good, man.
Right.
It is such a good car. All right. So what else do we tell folks if they come on out here, they might enjoy maybe on the weekends?
Listen, on the weekends, we've got barbecue for our customers. We also have, I want to mention this. We're probably the only dealership in all of South Florida that has a full Subway and pizza
Oh, yes.
lounge.
They serve good pizza, dude. What's the name of that pizza place?
It's Subway's also.
The Lucas.
The Lucas
That's it.
Pizza.
The
right.
Lucas. They do a really good job with their pizza.
Phenomenal pizza.
Like you would never think. Like I thought it was going to be like
No,
you know,
it's great.
just some some kind of little slice from a mall or something, and you like get and you're like, holy crap,
all
man.
fresh. It's all fresh.
Yeah, it's
every
good.
day. They
do a good job.
They do a great job, and they really help out. Making sure our customers are fed. It's a one-stop shop.
Yeah.
So you come here, we have the largest service facility. We have the largest inventory.
Yep.
We've got the Subway and the pizza. We've got
And
the barbecues
super
on the
comfortable
weekend.
area to relax. If you got to wait for
Absolutely.
your car, or get the oil change
Social
or anything
distance,
like that.
everything.
Yes, yeah, and it's always been like that. Actually,
Yes.
you guys didn't have to move,
You always want to give that space to the customers so they feel comfortable.
right? Because you didn't have it bunched up. Actually, it's
Absolutely.
been so spread out because it's so. Again, we have 400,000 square feet here, so everything is kind of
We
spread
got some
out.
space, right?
Yeah, this is the kind of building that belongs in Texas, right? Because they say everything in Texas is big. This is like the kind of dealership that would be in the state of Texas, right?
All my exes live in Texas.
There you go. There you go. Herbie Lopez, baby. Come on out and see him, Herbie. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you, my man.
Appreciate you,
Thank
man.
you for everything. Be safe.
You got it, man. Be safe. Enjoy Tua. Yes. There you go, the great Herbie Lopez, baby. Come on out and see him. And remember, if you mention my name to anybody when you have your trade in, oh, yeah, you want a Supra? The red one. There's the black one. Show them the black one. Then show them the yellow one over there. The yellow one looks good. I don't know why it's okay. Something's going on that the mic goes in and out when you raise it. No, it's not you. I think it's hitting something there. My headphones. There we go. Something's going on with my headphones. There we go. All right. So you got all the cars. The yellow one is just amazing. That yellow Supra is awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now you got it. You showed it before. You had it right. You had it right. You definitely had it right. Anyway, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program. Jiggle the headset there. There we go. All right, because it is kind of bad there. I haven't done any roll call yet today. James Roman, I see. Was that first? Yeah, it looks like it. Jose, Victor, Matthew, David, John Santos, NYC Sports, Ian from Brooklyn. Big O, you're like going in hard already and we can't hear you. Oh, sorry, man. Well, you got the podcast to go back at least. That's the good thing. GP Trap is in 72 Fins logo. David Leschlin. I'm sorry if I butchered it. Victor Andres Carrera, Jose Cabrera, Irberto Maldonado, Super V, the Ghost of George Jackson. Let's see. Who else? David says, do you know if Malik McDowell's tryout went well for Miami such high hopes, then disaster with off-road action and got into trouble. He was a stud in college. David, I have no idea, my brother. I can't give you anything like that, and they won't release any of that info at all. You know what I'm saying? Let's see. 72 Fins logo thinks it wasn't Flores. It came from top management. Nah, that's not how it rolls there. You know, some of you are still thinking it's the old Dolphins. That's not how they do things. New York City Sports says, I started following Big O from his Mad Dog days. Thank you, thank you. Doesn't mean I won't do a show again in Mad Dog. It's just I'm super busy right now. Thank the Lord. Knock on wood. Here, knock on wood. There we go. Let's see. What else do we have on there? Clifton Wellman is in. Well, Ramona says, I congratulate Fitz for getting us through 3-3, but while all of a sudden he's acting like he got robbed the QB spot before that press conference, he was always saying he enjoyed teaching Tua. Ramona, he hasn't been negative on Tua or anything like that, but he's hurt. He wants to play. He's a competitor. There's nothing wrong with that. I love that. I got no problem with that. I got no problem with a player wanting to be a player. You know? James says, can't blame Fitz for feelings hurt, but he's also about as professional as you can get. Exactly. 100% on target, James. Hey, if we go to the Super Bowl in 2023 and win it, we should give Fitzpatrick a Super Bowl ring. I got no problem with that. All I know is I need to be where the Dolphins are at in that Super Bowl. I don't know what city it's going to be in 2023, but I'll be there. I'll be at any Super Bowl that the Dolphins are at. You can bet your life on that. I will not pass that up, not even close. We will be doing shows. We'll do something. We'll cover it all, bro.
I love the idea of locking down Fitz, man, and let him be our backup and just continue this mentoring until we win a Super Bowl.
Yep.
That would be ideal, correct?
Yep, it would be. Ray says, howdy, everybody. This is great. Double dipping with Big O today. Then I go back to Onside Radio. Got to love it. Thank you. Thank you for supporting Onside Radio. Keep supporting Onside Radio. Go to onsideradio.com. Follow them on Twitter at Onside Radio. Follow all of our hosts, by the way. Support all of our hosts. Please subscribe, rate, review all of our podcasts, whether it's mine, whether it's Alex Dono's, Kaylin Kyle's, you name it, man. Please support all of our hosts. The Morning Juice with Lemon City Live, those guys are fantastic. I'm so happy to bring them on board. Ethan Skolnick with his 5 Reasons. Sports Hour, he does an excellent job. Manny Navarro and the Miami Insiders. I feel we have the best lineup in radio already. We've got more live local talk than QAM and 790. We got, when it comes to from host from top to bottom, we kick. I mean, forget QAM. They've got one host. And I love Joe, but it's only one host. It's only one show. 790's got 3 shows left. We've got 6 shows compared to 3 to 790. We've got more live and local hours than 790, and we've got a better lineup than 790. So I'm telling you, we are giving you the option, and we're all sports. So I know some of you may not like soccer, but we will talk soccer. There's going to be MMA talk. There'll be a little boxing, and yes, there'll be plenty of Dolphins and Tua and football talk and the Miami Heat and all of that. But we're going to talk everything. So if you want a real sports station, we got it for you at Onside Radio. You know? GP Trap says, you're right, Fitz is class. I feel for him. I will never look at him the same way again. What an awesome teammate, person, and family man. I'm with you, GP Trap. I got nothing but love for the guy, man. I really do. Raging Dolphin Maniac says, I like that Fitz was honest, but I know he will put Tua first now. Exactly. Exactly. He compartmentalized it. He's hurt, but he knows that it's first Dolphins. You know? No Mo Field Goal says, hey, is there a playback feature for your new show? I can't catch your show live due to work. Podcast, baby. Go to Podbean on Onside Radio. If you want to find there, Podbean, you can check out the Onside Zone with the Big O. That's what we're going to call it. That's the cheesy name we came up with. And because I can't call it the same as my podcast here because it gets confused with what Bill and I do every day here. because then it's kind of confusing. Like, well, wait a minute, we can call it Big O Radio Show. So we had to call it something completely different. So we are calling it the Onside Zone with Big O. Okay? So there you go. Flores not afraid to make the tough decision. That's a great quality of a professional coach. Captain Swole, you, sir, bring up a great point. That is fantastic. Let's see what else. I think this is as much about the way he heard about the change, people leaking to the media before the coach can notify the team is a problem through most organizations. Well, I mean, stuff gets out. Big O on ESPN radio this morning, they brought up teams like the Cowboys possibly trading for Fitzpatrick. Well, interesting. Bill brought that up a couple days ago. I don't think that will happen, but I will say that somebody did write a story and say, why won't the Cowboys trade for Fitzpatrick? First of all, you're not really going to get a high pick for Fitzpatrick. I don't believe it'll be anywhere in the first 3 rounds. I don't even know if you'll get a 4th rounder for him. Maybe 5 through 7. That could be a possibility. But if you're the Dolphins, you have no insurance policy for Tua. And then you also trade away his mentor. Now, you do make this move and try to move him if he was disgruntled and if he was disruptive. But he is not going to be disruptive. And yes, he's disgruntled, but it's more of a I understand type of frustration type of thing. It's not really that he is, vindictive. You know what I'm saying?
It's more disappointment.
Yeah, that's
disappointment. That's all it is.
And any competitor that wants
There's
to play.
no vindictive, I'm going to get him, none of that.
None of that. So I think it's really important that you keep Fitz for the rest of the year so Tua has somebody that he can lean on. He can ask questions. Somebody you can trust, somebody that will help him. If you trade Fitz away, I think it puts Tua at a disadvantage. I think you're not doing your team a service. You're doing it a disservice in the process. And if you trade him for a 6th rounder, let's say, really, dude, is it really worth that 6th rounder not to have the second quarterback around? And what if let's just have some fun here. What if you're 7-5 after 12 games and Tua gets injured? You got a shot at the playoffs at 7-5, and now you have no quarterback because you traded Fitz. But if you keep Fitz, he can help you sneak into the playoffs at least.
I'm sitting over here, and thinking even a 3rd rounder. I would have to say no.
I know, but that 3rd rounder's pretty high.
Well,
remember,
but
remember the Cowboys suck.
Okay, you know what? You got to factor in that with like the Houston thing, right?
Yeah.
You're going to get a really hot. The thing is, I'm looking at it because of the playoff possibility, our safety net, the kids' continued growth. Yeah. Everything says, man, if it's not a 1 or a 2, a 3, it's tempting, but still, there's too much on the table for this year to go there for 1 3rd rounder. You know what I mean?
You're taking Strock away from Marino.
Bro, you remember what that difference was? What was it, like $50,000 to $75,000 why he went to Cleveland?
Yeah.
That was so asinine at the time.
Yeah.
It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying, man, if it's a 1 or a 2, but if even a 3, I can't do it.
Yeah, at this point,
I want Fitz is more valuable to us than the 3rd rounder is.
Yeah, I don't think you'll get that anyway. But yeah,
Right.
I just
You know what I'm hoping? I'm hoping that O'Brien gets another job because we've already established a relationship. We get to make more trades with him. That's what I wanted to say while you and Herbie were talking.
That would be nice.
I hope he gets another job.
Dan says, I am glad that Fitz was upset, shows his character as a competitor. If Tua gets hurt, the team will continue to play hard for him as a QB. Amen? Amen? Great text there, Dan. Jose says, tough move, but do you wait till he loses a couple of games and then a couple of games for Tua for learning curve? That's 4 losses, if not more. If he's ready, it's time. He's the future. There you go. What about Gesicki? Will he be used more in slants or in the back for added protection? Drew Boo, I don't know, bro. I can't answer that. We're going to find out. We're going to find out who's going to benefit from it and who won't and all that stuff. Listen, in the end, it's about making the Dolphins better. If he makes the Dolphins better, that's all that counts. The Dolphins were 5 catches on catchable balls from being undefeated. Fitz deserves to continue starting. Tua threw on 2 downs, and the Jets were a step and a half away when he let go of the ball. I don't know what that means. You know how many passes in the NFL? Defenders a step and a half away, or a step away, or a half a step away, or when you let go of the ball, you took a hit. It happens all the time. That's not.
Even in the clutches of a defender making a throw.
Nomo says, I may be doing something wrong, but I don't see any podcasts or subscriptions on the website. I see there's a 7-minute clip and nothing else. Have you gone to Podbean? Go to Podbean. Go to Podbean, Nomo. Podbean, search there, okay? That's where you'll find it. Let's see, what else do we have? And it's in iTunes and Spotify and all that, but Podbean is the easy way to do it. Mike No Go Zone says, good afternoon, everybody. I've been listening to Onside Radio, enjoying the morning show crew and Alex Dano in the afternoon in addition to your show. Thank you, Mikey, and thank you for love on my Iron Maiden shirt. Thank you, sir. Triana says, damn, oh, you're a machine. I don't know about a machine, but we do our thing, brother. We do our thing. I bet Flo is thinking that they have a better chance to win the tough games at the end of the season if Tua's experienced by then. We'll see. We will see. Jose Cabrera, not just he's better, their defense is playing very good. Let's go. I'm thinking he is just smoking hot right now in practice. That's what I think. What else do we have here? Come on, Big O. It's not Flo's fault. Not news getting out happens every day in average companies. You're right. You're right, but it is his fault. Now he knows how to handle it. Because what you do, like I said, is you talk to the player first, and then you go down and talk to the team. Don't do it on an off day where everybody else is not in the building, and then you leave the player to take off, and a whole day has to pass till you talk to the team. Nothing stays quiet after a whole day. It's impossible. Hey, thanks for Onside. Never heard of Lemon City until this week. Love those guys. Good local show all around. Thank you, sir. Lemon City is fantastic. They do a great job. Again, I love our lineup, man, and it's only going to get better. I'm looking for more talent that we're going to add to the station. I still want to fill the 6 to 8 a.m. slot in the morning, and I'm still going to fill 8 to midnight. And I've got a couple of ideas. All I've got to do is find the right people like we have already, and we're going to kick ass, man. We're going to kick ass. We're going to kick ass. We're going to crush it, and we're going to do something that this town needs, a real all-sports station. We don't have it. Big O, if Tua gets hurt and they go to Fitz, what will they do in order to have a backup QB and we don't have another one to replace Fitz if he goes down? Gio, at that point, the season's over anyways. It doesn't really matter. You're moving on to the offseason and trying to find another quarterback. Because if Tua gets injured in his rookie year, you know what happens. His entire past gets brought up, his recent past, because it's not like a past from 5 years ago. It's his entire existence from the last couple of years. So if that happens, game over anyway, okay? You got to move on no matter what. That's just the way it is. All right, let me take a quick break here on the program. Let me tell you about VSS West Pines. Go see Jose and all the great people out there, man. CBD, THC, I'm telling you, 12397 Pembroke Road. Get on down there. They got hookahs galore. Since a lot of people are not going to hookah bars anymore because of COVID, so a lot of people are purchasing their own hookah pipes and the product, and they can get it all at VSS West Pines, and it'll be a lot cheaper than when you go to those places. So get on down there, 12397 Pembroke Road. Tell them that Big O sent you. They'll give you 20% off, too, if you mention my name. 954-613-3367. Go to the website, vsswestpines.com, but call them in curbside pickup if you don't want to go in. If you do go in, wear a mask. 954-613-3367 for vsswestpines.com.
America's premium sport compact sedan is at Acura of Pembroke Pines, and this is how we do it. 2020 ILX, $199 a month, $199. And Acura of Pembroke Pines, the #1 volume Acura dealer.
Hey, it's Big O. For all of your family dental needs, please reach out to Moody's Dental. I've known Eric for a while, a big fan of our show. Call him at 305-821-0231. Whether it's you or your kids that need some dental help, whether it's implants, Invisaligns, they are the experts. Or if you're just looking to fill a cavity or clean your teeth, or maybe even get a crown, you are going to love the professionalism, the family-like atmosphere, and of course, when you talk about being clean, that's what it's all about in today's society. You are going to go to an extremely clean place. Go to moodyusdental.com, go to the website, follow them on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Moodius Dental. Tell them that Big O sent you. 305-821-0231, or go to moodyusdental.com.
Are you tired of watching the same old travel videos on the internet? Well, then check out MikeNoGoZones.com, a travel documentary that's breaking barriers. I go to the places that the media tells you to peer, where no one else dares to go. Baltimore, Opelika, South Side of Chicago, and more. Go to MikeNoGoZones.com.
Hey, it's Big O. For all of your CBD, THC, or hookah needs, you got to get on down to VSS West Pines at 12397 Pembroke Road. Yes, they have got legal THC. You've got to check it out. And they've got, of course, when it comes to CBD, flower, tinctures, edibles, for all kinds of reasons, whether it's pain, stress, anxiety, you name it. And don't forget, when you mention my name, you'll get 20% off. Tell the boys out there that I told you to get on down to VSS West Pines, 12397 Pembroke Road, and call them 954-613-3367. Legal THC, CBD, all of your hookah needs. You go to VSS West Pines. All righty. We back.
Let's compliment you on your opening this morning. I heard a little Greta in the background, my brother.
Oh yeah, it's part of the open.
I noticed that, sir.
Yeah,
yes.
we got to redo the open because it's a terrible open. Yeah, because my voice is they recorded stuff off the first day, and my laryngitis is just like, I'm just trying to.
It was kicking a lot harder than it is today.
Yeah.
Today it's in,
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's there. It's lingering.
Yeah. Glad Onside is on. Happy to tune in. Been over 560 for a year now. Same BS over and over every day. Well, the worst part about it is all they have is Joe. That's it. They don't have anything else. Everything else is syndicated. Like, there's no live and local there, bro. It's garbage, But then it's a garbage company, and they'll be firing some of the people they have left. Unfortunately, the last few shows they have left, they'll be firing a couple of those shows too, which is terrible. But again, like I said, give me a ring. Let's see what else. I agree, Herman. Be positive. We have a great GM, great coach, young and up-and-coming team, and tons more draft picks next year. Amen, bro. Amen. Dolphins are headed in an amazing direction. 560 is a ghost town of a radio station. Onside is fresh and real South Floridians who aren't held back by a wussy-ass boss. Amen to that. Amen to that. Yeah, you're not going to compare this boss to that boss. That's for damn sure.
I got a question for you.
Put it this way. We already have more programming than they do. We already have a better station than they do. We already have a better studio than they do. I mean, it's ridiculous. I think poor Joe, the other day he did the whole show by phone. Okay? By phone. That's embarrassing. You got to do the show by phone. That's pathetic. They don't have enough money to run the station. That's because they keep running everything from Chicago. They don't care about South Florida. The Cowboys got desperate. Miami got leverage. I think they can possibly get a second from Jerry. That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
I want to touch on a thought,
By the way, John Rouse says, Mandalorian, October 30th. Yes. I can't wait, John. I'm with you, bro. I am counting down the days to the 30th, man.
That's a Friday, right? That's Friday.
I don't know what it is.
Yes. Today's the 22nd, 23rd, add 7. Yes.
Okay. All right.
It is next Friday, 8 days away.
All right, good. Then I'll watch it twice that weekend.
Oh, any thought with Tua starting now, post week 6, in getting a good look and what we need to do, be it move on or whatever, that we're going to have?
Well, yeah.
You know what I mean? These 9 games, like 10 games to see if we got a real quarterback. Like maybe with, is that a part of go ahead and jumping there maybe?
I think this is all about winning, bro.
So that's just an added caveat that's a bonus.
They have to find out about him anyways. There's going to be a time that you got to play him. There's a time you got to make the next take the next chapter. I think this move is all about winning. I think this move
all the other advantages are secondary.
I think they've seen enough in practice. They've seen enough in the classroom. They saw enough in that game. And then Flo meets with them every Tuesday that he's like, dude, this kid is ready. Like, when you bring him in and you're winning and the guy he's replacing doesn't really deserve to get benched, then you're telling me that you've done a good job, but we got somebody better.
I love that about Flo being in the, like, he's the one that he knows firsthand because he's been sitting there watching this kid. Right. It isn't like Gailey or Fitz or somebody saying, hey, man, the kid's doing, no, Flo's seeing it firsthand. I love that.
Yeah, that's why I think this is all about in their now. They may not end up winning. It may be a rocky road. They may not go well, and they may be wrong. But everything that I see, the way I read it, they feel like they're making the right move, and they're making a move to win. That's the only way I look at this. Now, listen, there's a negative to everything in life. And if you're not willing to take chances, then you're not willing to actually try to succeed. You're going to have to take some chances sometimes. And at this point, they feel like this is the kind of gamble that will elevate them. Now, could it actually set them back? Yeah. If Tua's not ready, if Tua looks like a deer in headlights, if Tua makes a ton of mistakes, then you will lose the team. The coach will also lose a little respect in the locker room because they'll say, well, you see, we could have stayed with the veteran, but you went with the rookie. And everybody could be on board right now with the whole Tua thing. But that doesn't mean that they have to agree with you when he fails. When he fails, they're not going to say, well, I understand the decision with Flo. They're not going to say that. They're going to say, Flo made a bad decision and screwed all of us. He should know better. He's the coach. And Flo knows that. But again, if you're not willing to take the gamble, then you won't find out. If your gut, if your eyes, if your mind tells you, dude, Tua's doing everything I need, I think he's ready already. Let's make the move. Then you make the move. You got to have some cojones in this life. It is what it is. I mean, we could have sat home and just done the podcast and never get out in public all throughout the pandemic. But we didn't because we wanted to move forward with the podcast. We want, no matter, even if it's a pandemic, there'll be less people out there. That's fine. But still, some people will see us. And throughout the entire pandemic, thank the Lord, we've been at every place. Part of the sacrifice, part of taking chances. This is the way it goes. Well, and things can go wrong, right? For either one of us could go wrong. And it hasn't, thank the Lord again. But this is what Flores has to do. And I'm on board 100% with him there. Even if it fails, I get it. I understand. He has to. he has already proven to me in a year and 6 games that he's all about winning. So this move, in his eyes, is all about winning and nothing else. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the text line. You can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. Follow us there as always. I guess RVA was one of the ones I wasn't hearing early on. Let's see. James in the DR. Yeah, I saw that David Lee Roth piece. I have not watched it yet, but I am going to watch it on CBS News. I want to check it out. Thank you, James in the DR, for helping me out there on that one and giving me a heads up. Mal from the VA says, I'm rooting for Tua to be successful, but the NFL is a business. The Finns will have a top 10 draft pick from Houston in next year's draft. Since Tua is now the starter and he plays well, that's great. If Tua does not play well this year, will Finns use that Texans draft pick to get either Justin Fields or Trey Lance? This team is still under a rebuild. If he plays terribly, I can see them doing that, yes. Yes, no doubt. Big O fan, I'm trying to listen live on the website for Onside Radio. The link I got directly to the Twitter page works. Assume my phone goes dark, screen turns off. Go to the website and do it instead of the app that was the link was on, and you'll see it. Okay? What else do we have here? Tua time. This caught me by surprise, but I'm all with Coach Flo and Greer's game plan. So Cuban Mike says. And I believe Jones coming back to the secondary and reps have brought this D together. Your thoughts? You know what? I can't argue with that. I agree 100% there that Byron Jones has brought balance to that secondary. I do. I definitely agree with you 100% on that. That's allowed the blitzers and everybody up front to do their job actually a little bit more effectively because the passer has less time now because there are better corners on the boundary. So, yeah, there's no doubt in my mind that Byron Jones has made it better for this team. I would agree 100%. 786-322-1105 if you want to get in. That's 786-322-1105. We have a new game on Sunday night. The Seahawks-Cardinals game that was scheduled for Sunday afternoon will now be played Sunday night on NBC. The NFL announced this afternoon. The Bucs-Raiders game that had been scheduled for Sunday night will be at 4:05 Eastern on Fox. The league said the changes were made out of an abundance of caution after 2 Raider players were placed on the NFL's COVID-19 list. Other Raider players are self-quarantined, although the league is still expecting the Raiders to be able to play on Sunday. If it turns out they can't, the NFL didn't want to be left out without a Sunday night game, and fans are guaranteed of a game to watch both on Sunday afternoon and on Sunday afternoon and Sunday night. Interesting change there. Because for those of you that don't know, Trent Brown from the Raiders ended up testing positive for COVID, so they end up putting the entire line into quarantine. And then after Trent Brown's positive test, safety Jonathan Abram this week also is joining Brown on the COVID-19 list. So reports are Abram, left tackle Colton Miller, left guard Denzel Good, center Rodney Hudson, and right guard Gabe Jackson are all going on the list. Cornerback Damon Arnett was also on the list this week. This is crazy stuff, man. Wow.
We had talked about this exact scenario. Somebody gets COVID in the whole room.
Right.
God forbid. And here it is with the Raiders.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy stuff, dude. Camilo says, if Tua does not do these 10 games, I think next year we get a QB. I think it's a smart move. Well, yeah, of course. Now, he's got to be terrible or injured. Not regular struggling like a rookie, because that's rookies. They kind of do that. You know what I mean? So let's not – it's got to be that he looks out of place or that he's injured, okay? Not that he's one game playing well and the other game he doesn't. Typical rookie stuff. He gets fooled on one play and throws an interception, and that's they're not going to go and get another quarterback for that. But if he looks completely out of place and he looks terrible and he's making all kinds of mistakes, yes, I agree with you 100%. They could do something like that. No doubt. That one I can't necessarily disagree with. Ravens, by the way, plan to add Des Bryant to the practice squad. Isn't that weird? Ngakoue is not the only high-profile heading to Baltimore. Des Bryant is working out, taking a physical at the Ravens. If all goes well, they plan to add him to their practice squad. The former All-Pro hasn't played in an NFL game since 2017. He briefly signed with the Saints but suffered an Achilles tendon in the first practice. Now he'll get one more chance to show he has something. 31-year-old Bryant wouldn't be eligible for the practice squad, which was intended for developing young and more experienced players, but under special rules designed to give teams more roster flexibility during the pandemic, the NFL is allowing veterans like Bryant to sign to the practice squad. It's interesting, huh? And then AB now is also about to become eligible, and besides Seattle, they say other teams might be interested. Why? Why would you want that loser on your team? If things don't go well or don't go his way, he's only going to create problems. And I listen, I know he's tried to stay out of problem the last couple of months. It's funny, right? The rest of us, it's like most of our lives. But this is one of them that just, I just scratch my head and it's like, why do you want this low life on your team? He's such a loser on every level. And the way he has been disruptive on teams and gone after owners and coaches and teammates. And he's just liable of doing something stupid. It's like the Odell Beckham stuff that I was talking about earlier on the show. It's just, if it's not one thing, it's another. Well, actually, it's not on this show. I haven't gotten to Odell. I'm thinking of onside. I just don't know why anybody would want AB.
Lewis Riddick said something really smart today this morning. If he was a defensive player, it might be a little bit different having to deal with this guy, the player itself. But the fact that he's on offense, it's kind of like there's more involvement, more needing to work with other people. You know what I mean? Your linebacker, hey, man, just shed blocks and tackle people. You know what I mean? It's react. There isn't the need for cohesiveness and working as a unit like on offense. You know what I mean? You could have rogue players on defense. And it is, I think, a factor. AB, being in your offense, putting him in your offensive room, the disruption that guy could be, it wouldn't be as big on defense.
Yeah. The other guy that is a clown show is Odell Beckham. Did you see that? He got a 2-year ban from LSU. And I'm glad he got he really should have a lifetime ban, because Odell Beckham is a king-size moron. Okay? He's not just your regular moron. Odell Beckham is a king-size moron. Right? This is the idiot that, a year ago is out there slapping money to guys on the field at LSU. And now he's been banned for a couple of years. It was $2,000 that he was spreading around to the players. Odell is just a guy that's, I don't know if you saw it, but he has an audio clip out there where he talks about how COVID and him have an understanding, and that COVID wants no part of him and he wants no part of COVID, and that they understand. I mean, these are the things that he just recently said that. Seriously. Not only did he say that, Not only did he throw money around at the LSU players in the national championship game with the cameras rolling and everybody seeing it,
Total self-promotion, bro.
and fighting with the kicking net, then actually proposing to the kicking net. Here's a guy that goes to South Beach during the playoffs, doesn't even have the proper attire to be on his boat in South Beach. This is a guy that wears a watch on the field. This is a guy that is hanging out with an IG model who takes a picture of herself with cocaine and weed and him lying on the bed there. This is a guy that rats out poor Bronny James. Bronny already going through enough problems by putting up his own IG video smoking weed. Here is Odell Beckham ratting him out for not being there to play video games with the grown man. So he adds more, sauce to everything. It's endless with Odell. It just continues over and over and over, and there's just one stupid thing after another, and the latest one is that he has an understanding with COVID. That COVID wants no part of him. I didn't know this this thing actually chose who they wanted to infect and not. Had no idea that that's how COVID rolls. You know what I'm saying? Drone Spy says there's a recent report saying that Odell Beckham Jr. is going to New England in a trade. Could you imagine Bill Belichick doing that? Yeah, if it's a fifth rounder. Oh, and let's not forget he also enjoys the number 2. Apparently.
Smear it all over him.
There you go. Odell Beckham. I got to tell you. That is just absolutely ridiculous.
As far as in sports, wide receivers and cornerbacks, man, are there any more off-the-wall thought, character, act up, just in sports? It's got to be wide receivers and cornerbacks, correct?
Yeah, wide receivers for sure. Then corners, yeah.
They run 1-2.
Yeah.
And if you're covering them,
Yeah.
you're gonna have some interesting stuff going on there.
Yeah, I'll go wide receivers 1, LeBron 2, and then corners. That's how I'll go with whiny bitches. I think that's how we'll lean. We got to wrap it up here on the show, folks. We thank all of you out there, as always, for tuning in to Le Programme. We thank, of course, Steve Ostrov and all the great people out here at Toyota of Hollywood for making it nice and easy for us out here. Remember, if you come on out here, mention my name, Big O, you will get an extra $1,000 on your trade-in. Okay, so make sure that if you're coming out here, you want to buy or lease a vehicle and you're trading in, make sure you mention Big O and you say, hey, I get an extra $1,000 on my trade-in. So do that. Don't forget to follow us on this podcast at Big O Radio Show, but also follow us at Onside Radio, at Onside Radio on Twitter, onsideradio.com. You can go to Podbean and search for our show, and our show is the Onside Zone with the Big O. You'll see it there, and you'll find it.
Any idea what the plan is for tomorrow, sir?
Yeah.
Or am I putting you on the spot?
Probably around the same thing.
Same thing?
Yeah, pretty much.
All right.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing. Around 2 o'clock tomorrow.
All the people that enjoyed this past Sunday's thing are kind of disappointed, though.
Yeah.
Because they were looking forward to another. But then again, the Dolphins don't play this Sunday.
Yeah, I know. I'm just going to take it off, too, bro.
And from a person, you need to, bro.
I need
your
it
voice.
off.
Your voice is screaming for help.
I need it off. And
yes.
plus, Monday we have, Monday will be at VSS.
VSS, yes. Monday we will be at VSS.
Yes. All right, so I'll see you guys tomorrow. Same time, different place, same bat channel. We'll do it around 2 o'clock.
Craig's in tomorrow, guys.
Craig's in, Acura, Pembroke Pines. You all be good out there. Much love. Be safe. Drive safe. Please vote. Okay, vote. Go out there. Make a difference. Let your voice be heard. Doesn't matter who you're voting for. I don't care. But be a good American and go vote, man. That's what it's all about. It's It's a right. It's a privilege. It's an honor. And it's the reason why we're a great country. So make sure you get to exercise your right.
I'm going to say something absolutely hilarious. Enjoy the football game tonight, guys.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, the cure for insomnia. Be good.
We'll see you tomorrow. Everybody
love.
stay safe, please.